Hey, what's up, boys? I knew I would have to make this video at some point in the future. At some point, I was like, okay, well, how long is this gonna last? How long are we gonna take this? Unfortunately, I guess this is it, man. I guess this is it. What am I getting at here? I think me and MrPokke, I think the friendship's gotta run its course, man. And it sucks. I do. I like Pokey, but it's just gotten to the point where it's just impossible at this point, man. The communities are too heated. The chats are too heated. I mean, I've been called a rapist, an abuser, a manipulator, a bad friend, a hypocrite, gaslighter, homophobe, transphobe, been compared to Hitler, all that stuff. And yeah, MrPokke was called a shill and a hypocrite. And at this point, I want to let you guys know, as the chat, hey, you guys won. Me and MrPokke, we're done. 100%. This isn't satire. I mean this. We're done. We're not going to interact on stream anymore. We're not going to talk on stream. We're not going to raid each other. We're just not going to do any of that. He's not going to come on the Gotcha Cast. We're not going to do any collaborations. We're going to do zero content in the future, so that way you guys can have him. Yep, you got him. He's all yours now. Don't worry about me. I will never be interfering in his life, in his content, directly ever again. Yep, that's the truth. It's all good. It's all good. Just to keep it 100%, over the past 7, 8, maybe even 9 months, however long it's been since TwitchCon, we never really talked anyways, just to be completely real. Yeah, we didn't. We used to have a pretty good rapport, but chat became like oil and water. It did. Unfortunately, his chat is a bunch of Hoyo shills, and my chat is a bunch of pro-consumerist anti-Hoyo people, and it just doesn't mesh. And while that might not be the case for every person in our chats, it's enough of them to where there's just no real way to kind of do any things anymore, man. Yeah, there's no real way. And I think that really sucks. I do. And before anybody feels bad, I don't really want to repair this. I don't. I think it's better for MrPokke's career, his analytics, his business to be able to say, no, me and Tectone aren't friends, because I think when you're that heavily invested in the Hoyo space, I do think it is good for you to say, oh yeah, Tectone, I don't fuck with that guy. And I think for me, I think it's not good for me to have someone else's chat or have someone else's community where I merely just say how I feel, which was, for this example, okay, let's go through the things of why people are angry at me. I said, practice what you preach. Now, people are twisting this and saying, you're saying you have the moral high ground because you didn't pull Castris. No, this, let me give you the whole example. Let me give you the whole argument. Let me give you the whole stance. Okay? If you want to pull Castris, you can pull Castris. That's fine. However, if you are saying that Castris' global passive is bad for the game state, and that upsets you, and you don't think it's good that the company's doing that, you shouldn't pull her. Because if you say this thing is bad for the game, and you say you don't want this in the game, then it's not good for you as a content creator to do that. Now, I understand that hypocrisy lives everywhere, and I'm sure there's probably moments where I may have been a hypocrite in the gotcha space. I'm sure lots of gotcha creators have been a hypocrite in the gotcha space, but I don't think I've never not been called out for it. And I think it's important to attempt to minimize the amount that happens. And when all I say is practice what you preach, and why would anybody want to watch someone who doesn't practice what they preach? You can get upset at me for that, but you can't really tell me that I'm wrong. And I think the problem is with things like the greedy and stupid thing, the power creep being a player issue, the Castris' global passive is good for the game as a joke probably. Castris' passive is bad for the game, but I'm still going to pull for, you know, at a certain point, I think the problem is that MrPokke stands for a lot of ideals that I don't believe in. And I think I stand for a lot of ideals that he doesn't believe in. And I think that's absolutely a-okay. I think we both live very different lives and we have very different ideologies of what it means to be a content creator. Now, I don't know how he feels, but how I feel as a content creator is say what you mean what you say, and attempt to practice what you preach. That is how I feel. I think that when you tell your audience that you don't like this thing and then you actively support that thing, I don't think that that is good. I think short term, it's going to garner you a lot of poggers and wow, this character is so cool. But I think long term, it's going to get your chat to kind of take everything you say with a grain of salt. And that's all I was trying to do, is just warn people and just say, hey, if you continue to diminish your values, diminish you standing on business, I think you're going to eventually accustom your chat to not taking you too seriously. It's really not that big of a deal. If that upsets you, that's okay. I've already sent MrPokke a very lengthy message, and we'll probably talk a little bit in DMs later. But yeah, I just wanted everybody in the comments to know, don't worry guys, MrPokke's safe. I will no longer abuse him anymore. I will no longer manipulate him. I will no longer gaslight him, because MrPokke is obviously a minor and he's not capable of making his own decisions. And don't worry guys, he's safe. Now, for the first time, he'll finally be able to speak his mind, because I will leave your king alone. I mean, my God. The amount of forced victimhood being forced upon MrPokke on how he's this incompetent, retarded minor that I've seen in these comments is just insane. Guys, he's 30 years old, nearly 30 years old. He's deployed to war before. And the fact that so many of y'all want to use your agendas, from the disgruntled Enviosity fans, the disgruntled Atsu fans, the disgruntled Soul of an Artist fans, the disgruntled Hoyo fans, on how you want to make me out to be this bad guy. Congratulations, you've won. Don't worry, me and MrPokke aren't going to be doing things going forward. You have him. He's all yours. He's safe. And I hope that you can take comfort in knowing that. But I'm good. I'm good. So next time a content creator says one thing on the internet and then they do the other thing, and then you want to get angry at me for saying the truth, which, by the way, you can be upset at what I said. You can be upset at the way I said it, but I mean this genuinely. I still stand by absolutely everything that I said in that call, in the conversation. It's on More Tectone. You can see the full context there. You can go watch the VOD. I uploaded the VOD. You really can't find anything that I said that was wrong. Now, it may hurt your feelings, but this whole narrative of me saying that pulling Castris is morally wrong, I don't remember saying that. Maybe it was a misspeak, but I quite literally said you can pull Castris if you want to, but for the people who are saying that it's bad for the game and that this isn't good direction for Honkai Star Rail, and you're still supporting that decision, that's being a hypocrite. If being called a hypocrite, if me calling your streamer a hypocrite hurts your feelings that much, grow up. Change as a person, and don't enter the kitchen if you can't handle the heat. It's very simple, very cut and dry. It's just been a year of nonstop of these comments. Legitimately, 1 year. And I hope that you enjoy that. And to be honest, I think it's great. We can make the Hoyo community, we can make another Hoyo creator even more isolated than they already were. I do think it's a shame, but I just think it's inevitable. I'm good. Yeah. So before I see another some friend, do you guys think you know anything that happened between me and MrPokke? You don't. And the amount of parasocial freaks that really want to psychoanalyze this shit, you don't know anything. And so while I wanted to make this bitter, angry video and not give these people a single answer, let me give you this. Me and MrPokke started talking about 2 years ago when he was getting attacked by r/Jingyuan mains. Okay? Because he said Jingyuan was a mid-unit. I saw him as a guy who needed help. I had his back. He added me as a friend on Discord. He told me he's watched me for a while. And I said, I appreciate that. And then I said, if you need any help, I got you. He asked me for help. I gave him advice. He did what I said, and he came out on top. I was proud of him. Rated him whenever I could. And he, in turn, also rated me back. And I appreciated that. I talked to MrPokke for a while, and he always told me that he loves content creation, and he loves doing what he's doing, and he asked me for any tips on how to make it as a full-time content creator. And I said, MrPokke, I believe in your content. I believe in you. I think you have great content. I think you have a great future in terms of content creation. And I want to help you go full-time. I'm going to help you get into Mythic Talent. And I did. I got him to Mythic Talent, and that provided him the financial security to go full-time streamer, full-time content creator. I believe it increases revenue, most likely by somewhere between 80 to 120%, which is enough for him to survive and push the limits of his content creation, and which he did. Now MrPokke is averaging 2,000 viewers on Twitch, as well as probably like 1,600 on YouTube. Technically, MrPokke almost gets more viewers than me on both platforms now when you add them together, and I think that's great. And he's done very well. He had some issues with some other creators. He had some issues with creators like Saint Tontas. I told him, don't worry, I'll handle it. Talked to Saint Tontas, handled it. Issue's gone. Every issue, every creator that's had with MrPokke, or every creator that had an issue with MrPokke, I said, hey man, he's having a bad day. He's probably just shaking up from the war. Just leave him alone. Give him some space. Don't drop that video. And I would go behind the scenes policing every single person who tried to give him an issue, any person who would try to harass him, or merely maybe go a little bit too hard on him. And I took care of all that. I did. I invited him to my house. We hung out in real life. I hopefully provided him one of the funnest weeks that he's had outside of Singapore. And I really treated him like a friend because he was a friend. But it's just to the point where I just can't deal with this again. I just can't. And I mean, it's not worth fighting for. The communities will never get along. It's fine. It's just not worth it. It's really, really, really not. And I think that our communication skills with each other is fucking terrible. MrPokke doesn't understand analogies at all. And I'm a guy that uses a lot of analogies. You know, I'm a very pro-consumerist content creator, and I think he's just a for-fun content creator. It's completely fine. I don't want anybody to feel bad or feel sad about this, but just know, don't worry, guys, we're done. Okay? I just want to not have a headache anymore. I've had to end so many fucking streams early due to this shit, and yeah, nah, I'm good. But yes, MrPokke's chat, you win. You got him. He's yours. The big bad bold guy is going to go away. He's safe now, guys. And I hope that you can rest easy knowing that your innocent, young streamer will never be manipulated and gaslit and abused ever again. Yeah, me and MrPokke actually had an agreement. We had an agreement. I said, before you do anything on your account, you got to get my approval first. Yep. Ooh. MrPokke, you're going to pull Castris? I don't know if I can let you do that. Anyways, here's what it is. I'm good. Unfortunate it happened, but it's an inevitability. Your streamer's safe now, guys. Have fun. Bye-bye.